Somebody has contacted me to ask me whether or not I'm going on strike with the teachers on Wednesday. Well, I am no longer working in a school, and so therefore it's not applicable to me. I do a little teaching privately, and I keep I keep involved in some university work. But no, the answer is no. Am I sympathetic? Well, I'm always sympathetic to people who are struggling, and I think the education system in this country is a mess and needs serious reform, and teachers who are teaching need to be allowed to do precisely that. As with the health service, I think a lot of teachers have been sidelined into bureaucracy and into what frankly I would call time wasting, with far too many forms to fill out and not enough work to do. And the most experienced teachers are the ones who get diverted into the bureaucracy, which is a great shame. The NEU today met Gillian Keegan to thrash out a pay dispute and to avoid the strike on Wednesday. And she confirms not only that the strike is going ahead, but that there will be a further strike 28 days later. That's what she's been told. She claims that she remains in good faith and that the strike, she believes, is not the last resort, but part of, I think, some sort of orchestrated campaign, orchestrated action. Dr. Mary Boosted and Kevin Courtney of the NEU said that, in contrast, she had squandered an opportunity and that the government is not taking the issue seriously. Real-term pay cuts are linked, they say, to a problem in recruitment and retention across the industry. And they contrasted what they called the performative meetings that they'd gone through with Ms. Keegan with what might otherwise have been real negotiations about pay and conditions. We made it clear, they said, that we wanted to see a genuine resolution and to sort out pay issues this year and into the future. Although more talks are promised, none have been scheduled. The Education Secretary, the two leaders concede, is constrained by wider government policy and by the Treasury, by Mr. Hunt, even though there is evidence of a crisis in recruitment and retention, driven by the erosion of teachers' pay and by conditions, by the erosion of teachers' pay and conditions over the past decades. That's what they say. I would agree. The pay for teachers is extremely poor. I was quite shocked when I became a head of department how little I was actually offered, and how much I was expected to do bureaucratically, and how little teaching, therefore, I was allowed to do. In fact, I did as much as I possibly could do. But it is extraordinary, and there is a culture, a very difficult culture that has invaded schools of all types and across the country, I think, not only in England, but in Wales and Scotland. And we need to change this culture. I think our COVID experience gave us the opportunity to see a more hybrid form of teaching, where maybe the classroom teachers can be freed up to mentor students who they know, while maybe we can access informed courses, perhaps through the internet or through television content, and instead of expecting the teachers to do everything, I think we also need to pull back on the obsession with handouts and with filling in silly bits of paper. We need to be more proactive with the way that we are devising and managing lessons and students' time and students' opportunities. Students know full well what opportunities they want, and those are often not always given. I think we need to be more accommodating, and we need to be more creative in the way we run our schools. So there is a lot to be done. At the moment, I don't think we're even looking at the real issues. I think we're just looking at reassuring teachers that they are being taken seriously, which I think, frankly, they are not. So the first job is to pay people. The second job is to get down and to start to reform the system. And if we don't do it soon, the system will collapse as easily as the NHS system will collapse. I don't think it's a matter of one particular political party. I think it's a matter of the entire system of governance. We need a rethink and a reboot of education and of health in this country, and possibly across the world.